In America, tattoos are basically in. If you have a tattoo, you're cool. And if you don't have a tattoo, you're kind of a nerd. So everyone in America, they get these tattoos because it's a cool thing to do. However, when everybody gets a tattoo, when it becomes common that everyone has a tattoo, everyone has many colors of ink and everything, when you don't see a uniqueness as far as a few people have it, when there was a few people that had tattoos, they were pretty cool. But when everyone gets the tattoos, they're not really that cool. Why? Because everyone has them. You're not unique. You're just another tattooed person. In America, if you don't have a tattoo, you're kind of an oddball. You're kind of a square. And the people that have tattoos are in. Now, in the Philippines, it's totally opposite. People don't get tattoos that much. There are people with tattoos, but it's looked at a little bit differently, especially with a woman if she has a tattoo in a visible place on her arms, her neck, her face. People who have these office jobs and kind of higher end jobs aren't going to typically hire that person that has visible tattoos. Why? Because in the Philippines, there's so many people who are graduates, so many people looking for jobs, they can pick who they want to hire. And if you look a little bit different in the Philippines with tattoos and this kind of stuff, that people just will not hire you for the high-end jobs. People are they're searching for other jobs, lesser paid jobs, jobs with lesser status. Why? Because the high-paying jobs and the high-status jobs, people just don't want to hire those people that are inked. There's a bigger selection in the Philippines for hiring. There's a lot of people looking for work in the Philippines compared to America. There's a lot of jobs in America and there's not enough people. So the hiring situation is completely different than in the Philippines. When I was in America in 2022, I had gone to one of my favorite restaurants, the Carl's Jr., had one of their famous stars. And when I went to order the food, there was this cashier and she had nose piercings and earrings coming out of her nose. She had tattoos on her neck and on her face and on her arms. All these tattoos were visible. And when I was there about 10 years earlier, they would never hire people like that. They would ask if you had a criminal record, and they would just go ahead and pick the very finest of workers and ones with no criminal record or anything. But when I went back just a couple years ago, it looked like they hired just about anybody. And I guess in America, there's just a lot of jobs, lower end jobs, working at fast food restaurants. And maybe there's just not enough people to fulfill those jobs. So the owners of these companies, they have no choice but to hire just about anyone. And when I saw that lady with all that ink all over her and the nose earrings, and she looked like she had just got out of prison, it kind of like made me not happy about eating food at the Carl's restaurant. When my father was alive some years ago, he had this tattoo on his chest right here. And it was of an anchor. And I asked him, why did you put that tattoo of the anchor on your chest? And he said, well, I was in the U.S. Navy, and that's what we did when we had port of call. We went ahead and had tattoos put on our bodies. And I wanted mine right here on my chest. But the problem was with this tattoo is he was getting kind of old, and his body was kind of shriveling up with age. It was changing from his youthful physique into more of an older man. And the tattoo of the anchor was kind of like wobbly, and it looked kind of funny. It didn't have any straight lines anymore. It looked like the person was drunk who put that tattoo on his chest. And I told my dad, I said, oh, is that what tattoos look like when you get older and your body changes? And they just look terrible. And that was one of the first things I thought, I'm not sure if I want a tattoo. They look cool, but as you get old, they shrink. It's not that I hate tattoos. Was for many years thinking about getting an armband like a warrior, a Hawaiian warrior. I like that right over my bicep. I thought that would be cool. But then I was thinking, like, what if one day I don't want that armband there? What if I don't like it? It's a permanent ink and it's there forever. And I start thinking, maybe this isn't what I want to do. And I went ahead and had a henna tattoo put on, which is a temporary tattoo. It washes off in a few days. It's not permanent. It's just like ink on yourself, and it goes away. And I liked it. I thought that was cool. But I keep wondering, like, is this what I want to have for the rest of my life? When I get old, am I going to be happy with a big Hawaiian warrior armband tattoo? What if my arm starts looking like my dad's chest and that beautiful banded warrior tattoo starts looking crinkly and old? And I thought, I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. The Philippines is a fairly judgmental country. People look at you and the first thing they do is they judge you. They think, oh, well, this person's like this or this person's like that. And I've always wanted to keep a professional image. And I knew if I had many tattoos all over my body, people would not take me serious, as far as, like, they would think that I'm more of a hood type of guy. And I wanted to try to keep a better image because of the people. They're CCTVs in the Philippines, and they judge you fast. And when they see something that's not what they like, they will make that judgment quick. And they have it all figured out in their head, even though that may not be true. Since tattoos in the Philippines is not really a normal thing for everybody like it is in America, I often ask a lot of women, like, why did you get this tattoo? What motivated you to put this tattoo in a visible place on your body? Maybe if somebody puts a tattoo in a less visible place, that may be good. It kind of hides it for only herself and her special someone. But when people put it out in the open, like on their neck, on their face, I ask them, like, why did you do this? And they sometimes say, like, my boyfriend, wanted the tattoo. Now my boyfriend's gone. He left me. So it could have been a foreigner boyfriend or Filipino. It doesn't really matter. A lot of people don't stick around forever. And then you get this tattoo, it's permanent, and then the person's gone. So a lot of these girls in the Philippines, they get this tattoo and then they're gone. And I know a lot of these women are really nice people. And I don't want you to think I'm judging people based solely on a tattoo, because that is pretty shallow. But as far as like dating a woman, I often ask myself, what kind of girl is this? And it kind of throws some kind of doubt in my mind when I see the more tattoos on a woman. I start wondering, what motivated this woman to do this? And it kind of, depending on the tattoos and stuff, it kind of makes me sick a little bit. And it makes me wonder, is this girl trustworthy? And doubts go in my mind. I know that it's not good. I know people probably think I'm crazy for thinking that way, but everybody has to sort of make their own judgments for themselves, right? And sometimes they're wrong. But women with tattoos, when I start seeing them, especially like when I was looking for a girlfriend or something for dating, that was an immediate turnoff for me, even though that person might be a good person. But just something makes me wonder, what motivated them to do that?